Matthew chapter 5, verse 9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Let me take a seat.
Oh my God.
Ew, ew, big fish-ish, y'all know what it is. Just spoke with God, and I want to share with y'all the conversation that we had. And we're going to start with Matthew chapter 5, verse 9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Now, when I look around at a lot of the conflicts that us as Americans, we are involved in, whether directly or indirectly, when you look at Israel, Palestine, when you look at Ukraine and Russia, I have a couple questions. And I first want to read a couple sentences from this, Christianity.com, that I found interesting. A peacemaker is someone who reconciles people with God and with one another. A peacemaker is someone who reconciles people with God and with one another. Peacemaking, as such, requires taking the initiative to get involved in conflicts with the intention of building bridges between the parties at odds. Once again, peacemaking, as such, requires taking the initiative to get involved in conflicts with the intention of building bridges between the parties at odds. Is that what we're doing? When we look at the conflicts that we're involved in, do you see us as building bridges to bring together the parties that are at odds? Or do we pick a side, or sometimes pick both sides, whatever it may be, and add to the destruction between the two parties? America, right? We're founded on Christian principles, right? So when we have something like this that says the children of God are the people that are going to bring about peace, what was Jesus known as, right? Wasn't Jesus known as the Prince of Peace? So that's the standard that we strive for, right? And the reason why I'm calling out the country is because when I look around in society, maybe y'all do the same, I don't think it's our first instinct to bring about peace. I think our first instinct is to approach the conflict in a more destructive kind of way, where it's one side winning, the other side losing, rather than bringing the two people together that are at odds. The problem with that is we're all products of our environment, right? So if we grow up in a society like this, then obviously it's going to impact us. So for me, I had to have the convo with God to where God wanted to hold me accountable. Just like Queez always says, be the change that we want to see in the rest of the world. So if I want to live in a more peaceful place and be a part of a more peaceful nation and country, America, then I need to make sure that I'm walking around daily with that same energy. I need to make sure that I'm approaching the smallest of situations in the same way that I would be proud of America, my country, approaching some of these international issues that we're involved with. It's almost as if peace is a foreign concept or something that is just one of these in a perfect world type of things. And maybe that's just because of our reality that we don't try to look for peace. Maybe it's because the elites and the politicians, they push for destruction. Why? Because it benefits their pockets more. Maybe because division benefits their pockets more. That the politicians push for fear-mongering, hatred, and division. If we want to live more godly, as somebody, let me rephrase that, as somebody who wants to live more godly, as somebody who is spiritual, not religious, but spiritual. Why do I say I'm not religious? I don't belong to a particular religion. I still learn from a lot of them, just like I'm learning from Christianity right now in Matthew 5, 9. All right, I want to be a more peaceful individual. I want to contribute to a more peaceful culture, a more peaceful society. So God challenged me to move throughout the day and approach things prioritizing peace rather than prioritizing getting a win in this argument or this conversation or debate. But how do you bring two people together that are at odds? All right, that's an opportunity to bring peace and to be seen in a favorable way by God, right? That's a positive, right? That's a nice pat on the back, even though we're not doing it for that, but that's at least a pat on the back to let us know that we're moving in the right direction. So my question would be, what are you going to choose? Are you choosing destruction? Are you choosing profits? Are you choosing peace? Maybe you can choose profits and peace. I don't know, but I don't think you can choose destruction and peace. Even though a lot of people will rationalize certain things, we need to destroy these people. We need to do all these violent acts to bring about peace. I don't think it works that way. People can rationalize it however they see fit, but I do not think that it works that way. I think that that's what we may have become accustomed to. I think that's what our standard has slid to as we become less and less godly. But when it comes to our universal connection and understanding that our godliness goes hand in hand with our oneness and our universal connection to each other, when we look at it that way, then we'll be forced to understand that peace can't come through destruction. Peace can't come through destruction. And as I'm saying this, I guess I have to question Noah's Ark. Was that God's destruction? Or was that just the universe moving in a way that was reflecting how we were treating each other? I don't know. Maybe that's another topic. All right, we didn't go into detail about that. I'm only gonna go into detail about what we discussed. But just wanted to seriously share with y'all some of the thoughts that were on my mind. I'd love for us to all be in a more peaceful place. I'd love for us to all intentionally get to a more peaceful place and for us to just play our role. But we can't get too overwhelmed by the things that are happening throughout the world to where we are not realizing how we each as individuals contribute to that. So let's just be the change. Let's continue to set the foundation within ourselves so therefore we can spread it throughout the world. All right, so once again, Matthew chapter 5, verse 9. What does it say? Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Is there a better compliment? I'll see y'all soon. Ew.